Elsie.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. I
didn't know you started.
hold on.
Oh, see, so you didn't.
No, I did. I just every time I start on this thing, it has a metronome that goes off.
What?
It's a thing used for music. It's like it counts the measures and beats.
Okay.
You learned something today.
I learn something every day.
What else did you learn today?
I learned how to create files at work.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. So what do you do? Explain to everybody what you do.
Well, I used to schedule overseas container shipments. And now I track the import shipments. So coming from overseas to the United States.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
5.5 years now.
It really has been that long. Mm-hmm. So,
It was 5 years in January.
this is my fiance.
Hi.
Looks so happy about it. Yeah, and you started that just after we got to get... Just before?
Yeah.
What was your start date?
It was January before I met you, so it was January 19th of 2019.
Were you a temp then?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
okay.
hired on in September of 2019. So right after, like...
Right after we met.
After we met.
Okay.
Yeah, right before we started dating.
That makes sense.
So that's probably what you're thinking about.
Yeah. What a long time it's been.
Yeah.
We're getting married in 39 days.
39 days.
I only know that because you said that to me earlier.
I have a countdown on my phone.
Yes, you do. I do not have these things because I have a countdown that lives with me.
Well, it's the last big event from all the wedding planning and stuff.
It's the grand finale. Yeah, there will be nothing left to do after that.
Honeymoon.
Honeymoon, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we still have yet to figure out what we're doing.
We're getting close.
Well, things have changed. So we were going to go to South Dakota and Montana and Wyoming and check out
Yellowstone and all the things.
all the shit I've always wanted to see my whole life because, trapped in Iowa is cool. But we decided it's probably best for our wallets that...
Well, that was kind of part of the decision.
Well, yeah. But... we might be going to Wisconsin to center around the Dells.
Yeah.
I kind of just had a lisp, but that was weird. But but not go to the Dells. Like neither of us really give too much of a shit about going swimming for our honeymoon. You like swimming, but that would be that'd be a lame.
And I'm going to have those hair extensions in, so I can't really be in the chlorine. Right. So I'd rather not go somewhere. Sorry, the dog just sat on my foot.
Good boy. That's all right. I can't sit back in my chair because the other one is behind. Good boy.
So I don't really want to go somewhere when I can't do the one thing I would want to do there.
Well, and that's not even something that I would want to do, so.
I know.
Call me boring or whatever, but.
Well, you're not a big swimmer.
No, and I never really have been. It's just not real fun to me. I think the most fun I've ever had in a pool that I can remember, like as an adult or young adult, would be like just floating down a lazy river, like stoned or whatever.
I don't know if I've ever done that. Sorry, he is rolling around on the blanket.
We're recording a podcast here, Spike.
I don't think he really cares.
And normally this would be the first podcast that I've ever had the animals down here in, but it's just Chelsea and I here. So we figured rather than have
angry upstairs.
Yeah, they would be running around and you'd be able to hear them through the ceiling. And meanwhile, the cat's going to go play jungle gym on everything else in the basement. But yeah, I think worst come to worst, we had this conversation that we will go on day trips. And
Yep.
our problem, if anyone is wondering, is our dogs, I wouldn't trust kenneling them.
No, Draco's too aggressive with other dogs that he's not used to, and Spike is so skittish.
Yeah, he's got PTSD from whatever happened to him when he was a little one.
Yeah. So he can't. I wouldn't trust that someone wouldn't do something to...
Right.
I don't know.
And not even
Trigger
intentionally.
something.
But right. I mean, look at... So he's weird with hats. Not so much anymore, but used to be.
He still has his moments, though.
Well, I mean, when I smack a fly off the coffee table with my hat and forget that he is sitting next to me, that's...
Yeah.
The war's over, Spike.
He's come strides. Mm-hmm. He's come a long way.
Yeah, and it's... I mean, what else can you really ask for? I mean, there are more things that you could ask for, I guess, if we're talking about it, but...
Yeah.
For how long have we had him?
Well, he turned 2 in December. It's what, August? Almost 2 years.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because he was 5 months when we got him.
Well...
So wait. My math's off. He turned 2 in December. He was 5 months when we got him. We've already had him 2 years. So it would have been May.
We got him in May?
Yeah. Because if he was born in December, we got him at 5 months.
Oh.
It would have been May. I don't know where I got my math from. See, I need calculators. I was never very good at math.
It's okay. Me either. So we did a thing the other night that I enjoyed. We just looked up some questions to ask your partner. And we had a pretty good conversation. In the middle of it, we were laying in bed when this happened.
Yeah, until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right. So in the middle of this, I'm like, we should be doing this on the podcast, right? But again, it's like midnight at that time.
And that was on a Sunday night.
Right.
I had to work the next day. So that was fun, trying to get out of bed at 5 a.m., which is why I didn't get out of bed until 6 a.m.
Was that the day that I rolled over and I was like, hey, it's 6:30?
Yeah.
See, we shouldn't have
And I
late night
was
podcasts.
supposed to be at work early.
You got to work tomorrow, but it's only
I was going to say, I don't even know what time it is. Not even 9.
8:44.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could do that again.
Go for it.
Do you want me to pull it up on the old laptop here?
Yeah.
It's a little difficult to see with this thing right in front of my face.
Can you move it? Will the cords stretch?
Well, yeah, it will. Everything will, but it's hearing me fine like this. So I'll just do this.
Well, I meant the laptop, not the microphone.
Well, yeah, but I don't want the laptop in front of everything. So what should I search here? Questions to ask your fiance?
Yeah, because last time we also got a bunch of questions that were didn't really pertain.
Yeah, what's your favorite color?
Right. We've been together for 5 years. I think we know that by now.
Well, here's a sponsored ad from California Psychics. 50 questions to bring you closer to your partner. Here's 35 questions to ask your fiance right now on happilyeverafter.org. So if anybody else wants to play.
So he got this idea because I had my bridal shower and, they have all those games. And he wanted to play to where I had to answer too.
It worked. It makes for good conversation.
Yeah,
I think it does anyway.
it does. And I feel like it also kind of like opens up conversation too, like that you wouldn't normally get to.
Right, because like I wouldn't just sitting on the couch talking to you, I wouldn't be like, "What are you currently afraid of?"
Oh goodness, is that the first question?
That's the second question, but we're going to start with that one.
Well, you started, you answer.
What am I currently afraid of? War. All this shit going on overseas and like whatever the hell is going to happen with this year's election. It all freaks me out. I guess because I'm older and more responsible now. And I'm not that I'm really like into politics at all, but I see that bombs are being dropped and this or that. And I'm like, fuck.
See, I don't pay attention to that.
I shouldn't. It's because I fucking sit there and scroll on TikTok or whatever, or get on X and I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God.
See, I've never been on X. Whatever it used to be. Twitter. Yeah, no, I've never tweeted. I've never
I really just started.
Looked at any of that. And TikTok, I really try not to get on TikTok because then I go down a hole.
I mean, in reality, I could just change my algorithm. I've had to do that on Instagram plenty of times.
My thing is until it's pertinent, and I know that sounds bad because there are people who are affected by it, but I have a lot going on, and unless it is pertinent and I need to run to a bomb shelter, there's nothing I can currently do about this.
You're right. But what are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
The cat screaming into the microphone? Kitties. Okay, you don't have to talk too. This is going to be interesting to edit.
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess probably just losing the people that I love, but that's always been one of my biggest fears. My biggest fear is losing one of my siblings. And it always has been. I used to have a reoccurring dream about losing one of them.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
I think we've all got some time left. But it is something we have to deal with eventually. But you're also right. Anything can happen.
You don't know. I mean, I had a scare earlier this year. Like it's not. You're not guaranteed that time. Nobody is.
No.
So that's scary.
It is too. That's something else I'm trying to think about. Because you've seen me go down mental wormholes with that too.
It's hard.
I think I do that with some things a lot. What do you think? Do I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're the person to ask.
100%.
Well, at least we know.
Yeah, we do.
It gets rough, but it always gets worked out, I suppose.
Yeah.
I guess some of those things are always in the back of my head, but...
Well, but it's going to be. I mean, I don't know. At least for me, it seems very normal to have those intrusive thoughts of, oh my God, what if this happens?
Is that an intrusive thought?
Yeah, because I don't think everybody just randomly thinks, what if this person in my life just crashed their car and broke their neck? Like, that's not a normal...
Good point.
I feel like that's not a normal thing to think of, and especially for it to just pop into your head. Like, it just intrudes your thoughts. So, yes, an intrusive thought.
Right. So, some of these questions, I was just, as you were explaining how you felt about that. Question number 7 is, would you like a massage?
Always.
Right.
Every day.
I think some of these questions might get skipped. Of course we want a massage. What the fuck? Always.
And as long as I don't have to give one back because I'm too tired. It's been a long day.
You could just wake up. Or you could be up for 6 hours. Hold on.
I could just wake up. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
You could be awake for 6 hours and not left the house or done anything, and you would still be too tired to give me a massage.
It
It's
depends.
correct. It's not.
It depends.
Moving on.
Okay.
Let's see. If you had 2 hours alone with no interruptions, what would you do with the time?
I would either write or I would craft.
My answer is also fairly straightforward. I'm either going to go fishing. I'm going to make some sort of content, probably.
Yeah, you'd probably just go fishing.
Yeah, fishing or go practice with the drone or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't usually get a lot of uninterrupted time to just sit and do it. I craft a lot, especially with all the wedding stuff.
Are you going to take a break from crafting because of all the crafting that you've done?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll be able to get back to some of the other stuff.
Your diamond darts and such?
My diamond darts, the Afghan I've been working on for
I
2
forgot
years.
all about that.
The quilt that I want to make from all my high school t-shirts, because there was no way I was ever going to fit in those again. Things like that. Maybe get back to my jewelry making, because I haven't done that in almost a year.
We've decided that we're not going to have kids. There's some complications with that. Would you like to go into detail about that?
It's not really needed, I don't think.
Okay, well. So because we don't plan on having any children, we have a pretty big house for just the two of us.
Yeah.
And some asshole dogs and a kitty cat. So I have this space down here. We're in the basement. I don't know if I ever...
We just said upstairs. Yeah, we're just at the lowest level of the house.
Right. So I have this little podcast room that doubles as my editing office and my guitar room and all the shit.
Yep.
So this room used to be upstairs. We have like what everybody likes to call a hobbit hole.
It's a hobbit hole.
It's got, so where the highest peak of the house is, there's another small peak that comes off of that. So the doorway to this room is only 3.5 or 4 feet
I'd
high.
say it's probably about 4 feet. You have to duck
Yeah.
to get in, and then you have to stay ducked as you walk in. Otherwise, if you stand up too quickly, you'll hit your head on the ceiling.
Yep.
And it's not considered a bedroom because it doesn't have a closet, but it's big enough to be a bedroom.
Yeah, the floor is... Oh, I don't remember exactly what it measured. I redid the floor in there, but the floor is big enough for a small bedroom, but the ceiling space is not there. You don't have
The
too
wall
much
space is
Yeah.
weird. The ceiling goes into the wall and it curves.
It's like a triangle bedroom.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that used to be my office. So that's where all my guitars and computers and all that was. Mm-hmm. But then I got this idea that I wanted to start a podcast.
Definitely not big enough for that.
No, not even close. So then I stole our dining room table and I brought it to the basement.
Yep, had to get a new dining room table.
Yep. And then I got that. But we also have another room upstairs, which that is Chelsea's office. It is also her craft room. So when
Yes.
she works from home, she's got a whole room to do that in, and she's got a whole room to keep all of her craft stuff.
I'm surprised you called it stuff.
I was about
You were being nice.
this far away from saying craft shit. But I'm being nice.
And it's a lot of craft stuff. It's sewing stuff. It's jewelry making stuff. It's diamond art stuff. It's crocheting stuff. It's
Oh yeah, also it's got like
glitter stuff, buttons, like everything everywhere.
we have so that was supposed to be a bedroom too. Mm-hmm. But in that room and our bedroom, there are walk-in closets that are the length of the room. So she's got a whole closet full of that stuff, and then plus the whole room.
Yeah.
Well, there's clothes all over too, but we won't get into that.
It's only 3 dressers and 2 walk-in closets full of clothes. It's fine.
It's only.
I could use another dresser.
You're running out of real estate.
I know. I need more room.
You need less clothes.
I don't think so. No.
Not a conversation for the podcast. But what is good is that we're slowly getting everything
Yes.
arranged to how we want it. So my old office is now our reading room. So I've got my record player. I just put a bunch of shelves in there. So we're gonna transfer all of her books out of her office, open that up for all of her craft stuff.
Yes.
And then we've got some more like drawers coming for you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then we'll get all those books moved over, and we've got a couple of...
Because then I can really start organizing things and...
Yep, that's...
less clutter.
It's taken a long time to do that. And if you lived in... Well, like for me, I lived in an apartment by myself for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So all of my stuff it just always had its place. And I bounced around apartments, and it always had its place. And you can't say anything about that because...
and that's the difference, though, is you came from an apartment. I went from a house to an apartment. So it was very difficult for me to fit all of my stuff into a 2-bedroom fourplex is what we lived in, basically.
Yep.
And then I bought this house, and now I have all the space.
Right. So it went from super cluttered to spread out fucking everywhere. And then now we're getting everything organized, and it's nice. And it took
over 2.5 years.
Are we on the 3rd year of the house?
No, it'll
November?
be 3 years in November.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Kitty,
since I closed.
you gotta stop.
Because it was right before Thanksgiving.
Come on, get up here. This is ridiculous.
It was
I'm
right
sorry.
before Thanksgiving? Or was
The
it right
house?
yeah, it was right before Thanksgiving. Because you almost missed Thanksgiving that year because you were out of town for work. And you came home that
Okay,
day.
yeah. So
Yep.
it would have been like 2 weeks.
I don't even know if it was 2 weeks.
Well, I think you closed on the 11th.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It's been so long.
It really has been.
At least it feels like it.
It always feels like a long time.
Yeah, kind of.
But then, like, when you look at it from a day-to-day basis, it's like, damn, that already happened? Uh-huh. It's crazy. We're getting older.
No, don't say that.
Well, we're certainly not getting younger. I don't know why I went into that.
I don't know. I think I'm going to stay this age forever.
All right.
And just not go into my 30s.
Let's see. Sorry, these questions are like these aren't really conversational questions. Like, what night this week could I make dinner for you and what sounds good? Like, that's not a conversation.
I was about to say, every night and anything.
Frozen fucking pizza.
No, we did that yesterday. I think we have pigs in a blanket on the menu for tomorrow.
We didn't even put that on the fucking menu.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I didn't ask you about it. I just put it in there. I'm the one making it.
I think I'm going to find a different site. This is...
Find a different list.
Yes.
Sounds like that list isn't really like what you're looking for.
Here we go. 295 fun, flirty, and deep questions to ask your partner.
Flirty? I don't know if I even remember how to flirt.
You really don't flirt with me like at all.
I don't think I ever really did. I'm not a flirty person. Like, I feel like I just get embarrassed and anxious. And I'm like, that sounded funny. Sorry, I sounded stupid.
I just clicked on this website, and just across the top it just says several lines of code. Okay. Thank you. Where's the fucking question? Buy a PDF list for $5?
No.
Oh, fuck. I'm not going to pay for questions.
Maybe you should put free.
Well, I didn't think I would have to type free. Oh my God.
What? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. It's the first question that popped up when I clicked random question.
What's the first
We
question?
might have to find a different list.
Why?
Again.
What is
Your
it?
face is going to get so red.
Oh, no. What is it?
What's your favorite way to masturbate? We're not getting into that.
I got nothing.
And then the next question is, what's the best pizza you've ever had?
See, I can break the internet right now. I love Hawaiian pizza, which is Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Okay, well, fuck you, for one.
No,
and secondly,
you know what? Pineapple belongs on pizza, okay?
I have no response to that, other than I'm pretty sure they were talking about, like, what place.
Oh. Not what kind?
Holy shit. It just says, what's the best pizza you've ever had?
Yeah, see? So it could be taken either way.
All right, well, what's the best pizza place that you've ever had?
That I really like, I mean, being from the Midwest, Happy Joe's would probably be one of the best ones that I've been to around here.
Yeah, man, any other, like,
I've never been to
Pizzeria?
fancy, like, I mean, I went to one in Chicago when I was in high school on a trip.
how was that?
It was okay, but it was one with the sauce on top. And I don't,
Oh, it's like a deep dish?
I wasn't a big, I mean, it was good, but not my favorite.
I like deep dish, except for they just make a fucking mess.
Yeah, I didn't know how to eat it.
With a fork. That's pizza
Well-
you eat with a fork.
I came from Rock Island. I don't know. Like, it's the ghetto. It's low income. You don't go out to eat. Like, and then they put this piece of pizza in front of you that's not like a frozen pizza. And here you go. I didn't know what to do with the thing. I was 15.
Okay. So there's two for me. There used to be a place in Parkview called the Big Cheese. They were in that little strip mall behind the gas station.
Oh, that place that nothing's open in?
I think this is like a daycare or something there now.
Oh.
But yeah, they were there. I was probably, oh God, I don't know, 13 maybe? I don't think I was driving yet legally.
So 20 years ago?
Jesus. Yes. Fuck. So
Sorry, I'm aging you.
there was that, and they had I really just remember they had like a 5 cheese pizza
I love cheese.
with like cheese sauce. It was
Ooh.
fucking amazing.
That sounds good.
And like it was good fresh when we got it. But I ate it the next day cold.
See, I'm not a huge fan of cold pizza.
It was fucking better cold. That's the only pizza I've ever had in my life that was better cold.
I have a hard time with cold.
I don't
Unless
like
it's meant to be cold. I have a hard time eating stuff cold that's not meant to be cold.
I don't like frozen pizzas. Like I won't eat them cold. I actually won't even eat those reheated.
Oh, see, I'll reheat them in the microwave. I don't care.
I don't like frozen pizzas like
But
that.
you don't like leftovers
Not really.
for the
no.
most part. So
The other place was Crust.
didn't that give you stomach problems?
Oh, it gave me the shits.
Okay.
It for sure
Did you
gave me the
guys
shits.
even like get
Now-
out of the...
That does not mean that it wasn't one of the best pizza places I've ever had. And yes, I did only leave the place and get down to the block to the first gas station. That was the second time I'd been there. Unfortunately, I'd only gone there, I think,
I was supposed to say,
twice.
did they close?
They closed during COVID.
Oh, well, a lot of places closed during
Yeah.
COVID.
All right, well, let's see what kind of wild-ass question is going to be next. Who wears the trousers in our relationship?
I do.
Yeah, that's 100%. I'm not even going to fuck around with that. 100% you.
I tell you what's going on, and you say, okay, babe.
That's not normally like that, but yeah. Is there anywhere you'd like to be kissed more often? I'm just kidding. That was one of the questions, but we don't have to. I'm going to read the sexual questions, but we're not going to go into
I was
them.
about to say, you should have seen the look on my face. I mean, you will.
I could feel
but...
it, probably. This is an interesting one. What was your favorite childhood outfit?
My favorite childhood outfit?
Can I answer this one first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, because I don't remember. When I think back to my childhood outfits, I was probably wearing a t-shirt and fucking cut-off shorts. I know that I used to have a pair of cowboy boots that I loved when I was a little kid, but apart from that, I don't fucking know.
See, I don't remember a lot of my childhood.
Let alone the fucking clothes you wear.
Trauma.
Whoa.
I mean, I remember wearing bibs a lot, bib overalls, and
You should wear those now. Braless.
if I could find some shorts that were bibs, I would 100% wear those, not braless. Probably with like a sports bra or something, or like one of my bralettes.
I disapprove.
Of course you do. And dresses. I just remember wearing dresses all the time. But that's because Mom always tried to dress me and Caitlin the same. Until Caitlin got to the point where she's like, I'm not wearing dresses anymore.
And she's only,
She's
4 years older than you?
3.5.
3.5.
So,
Okay, 4?
well,
You fucking child.
halfway through the year, she's 3 years older than me, and halfway through the year,
yeah.
she's 4 years older than me.
That's how Ryan
so
and I am.
From April to, I guess it's not halfway, from April to September, she's 3 years.
Yeah, and from
It
June
calculates.
to November is Ryan and I. But he's right now we're the same age, so he's only however many months ahead of me.
Okay.
7 months.
Yeah, because then Brandon's 6 years younger than me.
What a youngin'.
I know.
What's one of your worst work moments?
Oh, I know what it is. Oh.
Hold on. Are we doing current or are we doing all time?
I mean, I'm doing current because it was a horrible, horrible moment.
Are you sure you want to talk about work on here?
As long as I don't say who I work for. I work in logistics.
You kind of explained.
There's a lot of different logistics companies.
Okay.
I had to do a hazardous class. It was a week long. And you had to pass the test with a certain score. And if you didn't, you had to redo the whole training.
I remember this.
And I failed by half a point.
I remember this.
And I almost threw my computer out the window. I lost it. I was so mad. And then the kicker, if you don't pass the test, you don't get the training hours.
Ouch.
It was horrible.
Ouch.
But the last time I took it, I missed one question. I'm like, never again. I have to redo that again this year.
Ugh. Worst work moments. There's probably a couple that I can think of. At my current job would be going over the handlebars. That sucks every time. It's only ever happened. Well,
I was about to say every time. How many times have you done that?
I've only gone over the handlebars once. But one time I crossed a driveway and so I'm going however fast and I come across these people's driveway, but on the far side of the driveway, there's like a drop I didn't know about. and I hit it. But I stayed holding on to the handlebars, but my feet were no longer on the four-wheeler.
Oh my
They were on the ground, dragging. Fun times. Aside from that, at my current job is just the every once in a while the assholes that I have to talk to, which is really not that often. I don't think I had any this year.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was for as much as we went through,
Yeah.
I don't think that I had any. In the past, though, giant fucking spiders.
I was gonna say in the past, I worked at Kmart back when I was in high school. It was not my first job, but it was back when I was in high school.
The spiders were at the campground.
Yes.
I'll say that.
And I ran the front desk. I think I was a senior in high school, and I ran the front desk. And I had a guy come in trying to return these like gardening shears, like the big ones that you need two hands to like chop. Because they broke. You could tell they were years old. Like, no, you're not returning those, sir. Like, I'm not returning them. And he got mad at me and threw it at me.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you? He had to be escorted out by a couple of the guys that worked there.
So I worked at Walmart for a little while, and someone returned a bike that, like, the fucking thing was rusty. Like, chains get rusty kind of fast, you know, if you're, like, riding them through water and shit and not keeping them oiled.
I mean, yeah, but...
The frame was rusty.
And they returned it?
Oh, yeah. They were, like, trying to get me to repair it. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Fucking re-weld the frame? Like...
I'm not a welder.
I'm not, dude. I'm fucking putting brakes and chains on bikes all day. Like, it's got fucking brakes and a chain on it. I'm not telling you how good they are, but it's definitely not going back on the fucking shelf. That's for sure.
Freaking retail work.
There was the fucking needles the one time in the fire pit
At the campground.
That wasn't necessarily like that bad. It was more or less like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, like, obviously I have a shovel. I don't even have to fucking touch this shit.
Yeah, but it's still like
gross.
Horrible people.
Yeah. Nothing's really sticking out aside from loading trucks. That sucked too.
Work sucks. And it is what it is. We all do it. We go to work. We pay the bills.
They don't call it work for nothing. It's not fun.
Well, we try to fit a little bit of fun in there when we can.
Complete this statement.
Okay.
Thank you for
my new pot and pan set that you bought me for my birthday.
Thank you for the drone.
You're welcome.
Next question. What was your bedroom like as a child? That's a fucking kind of creepy question a little bit, but we'll run with it.
I mean, me and my sister shared a room. So it was always either bunk beds or two beds, which left very little space for anything else.
Makes sense.
And then it was just messy because we were two girls living in one room.
It's still messy.
It's not as bad, believe me.
My room as a child, there was always a TV, some sort of game thing, and a radio. But like a single or a double bed and a dresser. A computer when those started coming out.
See, I never had any of that stuff in my room. I mean, I remember we had a TV, but it was like one of the TVs that had the VHS player attached to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And then we had like VHS tapes, but
mine were always giant fucking tube
TVs. Anytime we got in trouble, it got taken from us. So it was mostly not even in our room.
I don't remember really anything getting taken from me as a kid. I mean, I'm sure it happened. Once I started getting older, for sure, but...
Oh, no. I would say, we lived in the apartments, so I would have been... Oh, wow. That would have been back when, around the time Brandon was born. So 6, 7?
Jeez. Who was your first celebrity crush?
The first one I remember would be probably Shamara Moore on Criminal Minds. My grandfather has all the seasons. Used to watch them all the time. And that man, even when I was young, saying baby girl, him
Settle
or
down.
him or who's that guy?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Oh, I
This
love Sam Elliott. I will always love Sam Elliott. Roadhouse, after he gets done beating them people up, and whoosh, I'm like, oh, he's hot.
Easy.
What about you?
Tara Reid. I seen her on
I was going to say, I don't know who that is.
National Lampoon's Vacation with Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, I know Ryan Reynolds. I don't know that movie.
Look her up.
What is her name again?
Tara Reid. Tarareid, I think.
Tara. Oh, I know who that is.
Is it National Lampoon's Vacation with her and Ryan Reynolds? Just type in Tara Reid and Ryan Reynolds. I could be doing this right here on my laptop.
National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. Okay, there you go. I didn't think Vacation sounded
Van
right.
Wilder. If you would have said Van Wilder, I would have known
I totally spaced
exactly what.
that and fucking one of the Spice Girls. I remember that. I had an obsession with the
What does she
Spice
look
Girls.
like?
I
can tell
think
you
it
who
was
she
Baby
is.
Spice, the blonde one.
With the pigtails?
Yep, that's the one.
Everybody used to call me Baby Spice when I was younger.
Makes sense why we're getting fucking married.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that came full circle. What do you know?
Well, because when my dad was with his ex, there was 4 of us girls. And we used to pretend we were the Spice Girls, and I was Baby Spice. Caitlin was sporty, which makes sense. You're like, I do not care.
Gone. You've lost me.
I know.
I think we're probably going to have the same answer for this question. What are the greatest strengths in our relationship?
Communication.
Yep, that was going to be my
is
answer.
Huge. It took us a long time to get here. But I think for the most part, we've learned how to communicate. We have our moments,
Yeah.
you know, and it is what it is. That's what happens when you share your life with somebody.
Yep. I agree. 100%. No other. I don't know.
I think that's the most important one because we can
Communication covers everything
figure
else.
everything out because we can communicate.
Right.
Like if we couldn't communicate, we wouldn't be getting married.
Right.
We wouldn't be together. There would be no if, ands, or buts because I'm not spending my life fighting.
Me either. I've done enough of that.
Same.
Done enough. Next question. What's your best holiday?
Like your favorite?
I think that's what they mean. That's a fucking...
Well, they should use favorite instead of best.
Halloween.
Halloween. I love Halloween.
I don't really have one. I don't like holidays.
I know. And I didn't do anything for the holidays last year. I was not in a good place mentally. So I'm really excited for this year because I was like, I
fucking
put
perfect.
all my ghosties out and my witches and all my things. And then for Christmas, we can do the Christmas trees and...
Moving on. I'll just answer this question. What's our family motto? We don't have one.
No.
That's a weird... I'm sure we both remember this separately, but we're not going to answer this one.
Okay.
Do you remember your first orgasm? Yes, I do.
Like first ever?
I think that's what they mean by first.
I don't. I don't.
Okay. Like, I'm assuming Not like you did it yourself.
Well, I know that's what I'm trying to think about, and I don't
Still
remember.
haven't had one, eh?
No, I have. I have had plenty now at this point in my life, but I don't remember the first one.
Okay. Fuck. I think we would also do this the same. How would you spend 50 grand?
Oh, I would pay off the car, and then I would put the rest towards the house.
I would
Probably the credit card.
Yes.
Get
Cars
those
and
taken-
credit cards.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I could throw all that money that I would normally be spending.
I'd probably
on
get
that
another
towards the
fucking
house.
tattoo, though. I'm sick of not getting
See,
tattoos.
I get at 1 to 2 a year,
Yep.
so... Hey, I plan mine out. I make
know.
sure I schedule it for months that I get paid 3 times, and I just make sure I have the money because it's something that I think is important, and I like to treat myself every so often.
I could do it anytime. As soon as I start working for the season, I can work 14 fucking days in a row if I want
Yeah.
to. All the overtime at once, spend the whole damn check on a tattoo. But
you don't do that.
I don't do that because there's other shit that needs to be figured out before I get a tattoo.
I don't know. My next one's in January.
Well, whatever. We're not going to answer this one because it would be too personal. Who's the most annoying person you know? This is a good one. What's your favorite place locally?
Like to go, to eat, to...
Any of the above, but look at your dog.
He's upside down.
Or you know what? Here, you pick a category.
Well, so the one place that comes to mind is where I like to go when I needed to clear my head. And it's down by the river. And it's got these stairs, and both sides are like covered with rock. And then it's got the stairs and then just one platform. And I just like to sit there and write.
We've been there.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the like first thing that popped into my head.
All right. So you've listened to the podcast, so I try not to name any fishing spots.
That's also why I didn't name that spot,
Okay.
because I don't really want to give it away.
Then yeah, it would be just my favorite fishing spot, which you know where that is.
The one that takes a minute to get to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I can normally go there and not see anyone.
Right.
And I also know from just being on the road if there's anyone down there. Mm-hmm. I also have a drone now, so I can figure it out. But again, there's 2 places to park, and if there's not a car in either one, and normally if they're down in the other parking spot, they're not where I'm going.
Right.
So, but that's my favorite place. I mean, I normally go there and catch fish. Even if I'm not catching fish, it's so quiet apart from the cabins that are on the other side of it. People are riding or whatever, but
I mean, when I do go out there, I haven't been able to go out there physically, but when I do go out there, I usually like take my crocheting stuff or a book or something, because it's just, you can sit and just zone.
yeah, it's a good place for it. Moving on. Mm-hmm. What would you name a boat?
What color is it?
Whatever color you want.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of like naming a car. But I've never named any of my cars, so...
That was a fucking...
Well, like, I think about... So, Caitlin names all of her vehicles. So, like, I remember her having, like, Black Betty and things like that. So, it's like... I guess that's what I would think of. So, I would have to, like, be on it. It's kind of like when you meet a dog and you can't name it until you meet it, because
True.
it has its own personality.
Yeah.
So, that would be hard.
I agree. I mean, I've had plenty of boats, and I've never named any of them. Wait, yeah, I did. My first one, I named it the SS Minnow Johnson. And then my dad made fun of me for having a little wiener.
That's where my mind went.
Fuck.
I mean, the Minnow Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stupid. I've named a few of my vehicles. Like when I first got my truck that I have now, I called it Black Betty,
Yeah.
Ram Lamb. But then I had my old black truck. I always called it the Black Bastard.
See, I've never.
And then I had my silver truck. I called the Silver Bullet. I really never called it that. I did it like once or twice.
Honey.
What?
No.
I don't drive it anymore. And I never was like, you want to go take a ride in the Silver Bullet?
Ew.
But I could have done that, and I didn't.
See, you're doing too many icks today. That was
Okay, moving on.
That was an ick. Don't do that.
True or false? My partner generally likes my personality.
Well, I don't know. Do you like my personality?
Which one?
All of them.
That was a loaded question. And yeah, fucking,
Right,
if
so
I
I would
didn't,
say-
I don't think that we would be in a relationship.
Well, that's kind of the point that I was trying to make. So I'm pretty sure it's true for both of us. I mean, generally, I like your personality for the most part.
Yeah. What's your earliest memory? I think we've covered this before personally.
I mean, I was young because it was when Uncle Joe was in the hospital. So I would have been 4.
Okay. My earliest memory is I was in the living room of our house and I was just playing with a tractor toy I had. That's like I can distinctly remember what the tractor looked like. It like I guess I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I lose it, but what my memory tells me, it was like a red tractor. Mm-hmm. But it like almost had the paint peeling off of it, like there was some gray on it.
Right. Like it was just old.
Yeah, but like if I think really hard about it, I can see like the tractor sitting in front of me. Like it was in front of the fucking TV stand. Like there was a couch over here.
Well, see, and now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I have an earlier memory than that. Because it would have been back when my great-grandmother passed away. And I remember being at her funeral. But I don't remember the funeral itself. I remember sitting in a chair because Mom said not to go up to the casket because that would be a lot for a little one.
I've got to move this dog.
I was just swinging my feet. And I just remember staring at my feet as I was swinging them with those stupid black baby dress shoes.
This dog is officially pissed.
Uh-huh. He's mad.
Well, I had to sit. I'm sorry, little dog.
End up
Go cuddle with your brother.
We'll probably end up underneath my feet.
All right, next one. How do you feel about being dominated in the bedroom? Don't answer that, Chelsea. I'm going to let you just take this one. Describe our first date. Sorry, I'm back over here running shit over with my chair.
I mean, our first date, we went to Applebee's and just hung out and talked because your big thing has always been leave your phones in the truck, the car, wherever. No matter if we're doing breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. If it's something along the lines of a date, you don't bring your phones in. For very, very rare reasons we have in the past, but
emergencies and shit like that.
Yeah, if someone's sick or something's going on. But yeah, we just sat and we talked. No, our first fancy date.
Like recently?
No, first like fancy date was at Texas Roadhouse. And I remember getting dressed up. And then I froze to death.
Yep, you do that.
I do that.
A lot.
I do that. And it's pretty much just, I don't know, sitting and talking.
Can you real quick make sure that camera's still looking at me? Sorry. You got a lot going on over there.
Yeah.
Jeopardy music. Sorry, folks.
What am I supposed to be looking at?
Okay, I'm good. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I shifted over. This is a repetitive question. How would you spend $5,000?
Same way.
Yeah. Ooh. What's your favorite song lyric?
Uh, I don't know. I'm on the spot and I can't think of
Can't
the
think of any?
lyrics.
That's fair.
Like, I can think of songs that I really, really like.
I've got... Well, I have lyrics tattooed on me.
Right.
From 2 different songs? Yes, 2 different songs. I had to look stupid, but... So I've got the sea shanty, Leave Her Johnny. It just says Leave Her Johnny. And then I have from Metallica's Low Man's lyric. It says, so wicked and worn. I don't know if that's my favorite, but it is definitely the only 2 that I can think of right now.
It's hard when you're like,
Well,
think of it right now.
There's so many.
There is. And I mean, there is a lot of songs that I really, really enjoy. And I enjoy belting out, like, you know, Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Like, that is one of my favorite driving down the highway, windows down, summer day kind of songs.
Right.
But I
Yeah, I
guess
don't-
maybe it could be the Gretchen Wilson song, which is, what is it? Hell Yeah. But the lyric is, what is it? It's about her buying lingerie at Walmart because her man don't mind. I can't remember the exact lyric, but that's a good lyric.
Fair enough. We answered the question. What's your dream car?
I want a big old pink Jeep, like rugged looking Jeep, bright pink with eyelashes. That's what I want. Or a pink Beetle with eyelashes.
You'd like the Jeep better?
I mean, I would, but I've always wanted a Beetle ever since I was young. I think that's a lot of girls'
So it was always a 67, 68, or 69 Camaro for me. But then Dad and I did the Chevelle, which that was a 70 Chevelle. But really, it's anything muscle that's not a Nova. I don't like Novas. I just don't like the way they look. But like a fucking 79 Trans Am, sexy car. Smokey and the Bandit. That car, you know that movie? Look up Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. It's a beautiful car. It's beautiful. I can't do a Trump impression. Just the hand gestures. Yes, kitty. Are you coming up here now? Here she comes.
Oh, that is really pretty.
Yeah, so I can't narrow it down. I mean, I've always wanted a big fucking jacked up square body Chevy too. That's the country boy. I mean, kitty, you're purring right into the mic.
I don't know. I've always liked the car from Supernatural.
It's a 65 Impala.
Yeah, I'd be down for something like that.
That'd be cool. Kitty. I have to fucking move my mic over here.
It's catching her.
Well, because she keeps moving closer. She's like, Dad, what are you fucking doing? We're filming a podcast, kitty.
Well, she's used to being able to be on your lap and all the things when you're down here working, so.
Not that I ever really want her to be, but...
Well, she does what she
Because
wants.
she can't just fucking lay down. If she'd get up here and just lay down, it'd be cool. But she's got to do this. She's got to start kneading all over my fucking legs.
She's just making dough.
Yeah, something. She's a good kitty. All right, we answered the dream car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can answer this question for both of us. Would you rather speak every language or speak to animals?
Oh, speak to animals. I wish I could look at these animals sometimes and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. Like right
why
now,
are
I
you
could be
doing
like,
this?
can you sit down?
Oh, but then, when I had to wash her the other day, she would have been cussing me up and down.
Would have been hilarious. Absolutely would have been hilarious.
She would have been like, you fucking bitch.
Right. If not worse.
Oh, I'm sure it'd be worse. She wouldn't come near me for 2 days.
I don't know this about you, which is a really kind of off the wall question. It's not really off the wall, but it's just a different one.
Random.
Yeah. What is your favorite bird?
It's a toucan.
Okay.
I always thought they were beautiful. Back when I was younger, I had like a reading comprehension disorder. So we used to do flashcards. And Grandpa, which, he's much more personable now. But when I was a kid, he was not. He did not help children with their homework. He did not do any of that. And I remember him doing flashcards with me. And I could never remember the bird's name. And he literally took 2 cans out of the cupboard and was like, how many? And I was like, 2? What are they? I said corn initially, but he was like, no, like, and I was like, oh, cans. He goes, so what is it? And I was like, a toucan. So, like, it's always been my favorite.
Jeez. Man. I don't know. I really like owls. But I also like I don't know. I guess I like a lot of like songbirds and shit too, but I guess I'm never like, oh my god, it's a fucking blue jay or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, I also really like crows. Everybody thinks they're like these horrible birds.
Dude, they're smart as fuck.
And they're beautiful. They
are
all
really
black.
beautiful.
Like, they're gorgeous birds.
The one guy that I follow on Instagram has awesome pictures of crows.
Yeah?
Like, fucking amazing. You remind me later. I'll show you. Yeah, fuck. I'm going to have to go with an owl. Like,
but, like, what kind? Like a snow owl, I think they're gorgeous, or just like
snow
a
owls
regular
are fucking
like
gorgeous until you see
owl.
them. They're gorgeous until you see them flying in front of you at 3:00 in the fucking morning, and you're going like 60, and just in the high beams of your headlights, you just see a white fucking owl zoom past you. Like,
have you ever had one try to like swoop down on you?
Oh yeah, so
I was on a bicycle when that happened, and I'm ducking and weaving.
My friend Ricky used to live in between the 2 bridges that they have closed right now. He had, he had all sorts of different calls, and we would always fuck with them. But I don't know if it was just a rabbit call or if it was a quote owl call. I know it sounded like I guess if it was it sounded like a dying rabbit, so it probably wasn't a rabbit call. But we were standing out by his bonfire one night, and like it's way out in the middle of the woods. Mm-hmm. And he hit that fucking thing like 2 or 3 times, and within minutes a fucking huge owl swooped down in between us. Like we're standing as far as we're sitting right now.
So it could have easily touched you.
Oh, well, yeah, their wingspans are huge.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
so yeah, that was the closest. I wish I could like a frame by frame video of that or whatever. Oh man, that would have been nuts. But yeah, so I guess I'm probably just gonna have to go with the biggest, the great horned. I mean, I do like I see barred owls all the time, or at least I hear them all the time.
Yeah, we hear them even out here.
Yeah, but then like the snowy owls, I've only seen one once. I've never seen a barn owl.
Caitlin has a snow owl that comes back every year and lives in one of her trees. She's gotten some crazy photos of it. I
thought
wonder if
I
she
know
can find
she
them.
had a great horned owl out there.
She did.
That tree fell, didn't it?
That's what I was thinking.
Because that was over by like where the pool is, right?
I don't remember.
Like along the driveway.
Yeah, but I don't remember where at along the. I'm pretty sure it was along the driveway. I don't remember. She lives surrounded by woods, so there's a lot of trees.
True.
But yeah, she had a couple owls that would come back every year. But every winter there was a snow owl that came back every year, and it was just gorgeous.
Let's see. The dogs are just over there making noise. Oh, I'm trying to find some more interesting questions here. Because, like, what are 3 things that you're grateful for today? That's... Nah. I just answered that question. Yikes. What do you want your final words to be?
Fuck off.
See, I feel like something like that, but it would it's honestly, that's something that's like 100% situational.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if
who am I talking to?
Right.
Like how
if I'm
am I
talking
dying?
to somebody who's killing me, then yes, fuck up. But if I'm talking to like
a loved one sitting next to my bed, like I love you, you know.
You would haunt my dead ass if I told you to fuck off when I died.
If those were your last words, I would bring you back to life and kill you myself.
Right. We're not going to be saying that, folks.
Stop.
Complete this statement. You show that you put me first when you...
When you drop what you're doing or what you're planning to do for something important for me or an emergency.
An emergency.
There's not a lot of them, but when they happen.
No, which I've done it.
Yeah.
You show that you put me first when you, without question, back my ideas and goals and hobbies, I guess. So, like, my best example is when I bought this podcast shit.
Yeah.
So I'll explain that. For Christmas, I got a cheap little podcast starter kit.
Yep.
And I put it all, sorry folks. I put it all together in the basement and I set it all up and it
sounded horrible.
Yeah, it sounded like shit. I mean, there was no way to even make it sound good.
We may have to pause and I might have to put them upstairs.
Get them something to chew on. I don't know that they're really coming through. That came through.
Uh-huh. Hey! Stop.
Again, sorry, folks.
You woke up Draco and now he's ornery.
Draco's ornery?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You won't leave Spike alone.
Okay. Well, we'll let's do like another 25 minutes or something.
That's fine.
Okay. Where was I? Okay, so I had
Sounded like crap.
Yeah, I had the shitty podcast set up, which no fault of either of us. You know, I put it on my wish list. You bought it. I didn't do jack shit for research. So I was a little upset. I was trying to figure out how else I could do it. I thought maybe I'd just do it with my cameras, and which I could. In fact, my last podcast, I didn't actually use the audio from this, which is my 4th podcast. I'm still trying to figure it all out. So I will eventually use the shit. I'm at least acting like I am.
I don't know. I think it feels like very much like you have somewhere you need to be speaking. Like,
right.
It keeps you centered in the frame. Like, I feel like it works. Right.
So I randomly had one of my friends message me, and it was like divine intervention, if you want to.
You spoke it into existence.
Yeah, so one of my friends got a hold of me and he said, "Hey, I don't know if you're interested or not, but one of my friends has this podcast set up for sale." He's like, he's a good guy or whatever. So I looked at it and it was much more expensive than I had planned on, almost $1,000. So I kept it in my head a little bit. And I messaged the guy, and it was available, and he said that he'd hold it for me because we had the mutual friend. And so I stewed on it, and I'm like, I'm never going to be able to find this deal again. So I got the Roadcast is, I think, Roadcaster.
Roadie?
It's Rode.
Oh.
It's a Roadcaster, I'm pretty sure is the exact brand. But then I got the 2-pod mics, the booms, the stands, and then I had everything else. But it was a good deal. There was no way I was going to be able to find the deal again, and I couldn't get I couldn't get an actual like unsecured loan for it, but I had a little bit of equity in my truck. And I'm like, if I take this equity out on my truck, I'm going to be right at what my truck is worth. And I didn't want to do that. But I remember I was sitting up at the top of the stairs and I was debating on calling the bank. And you came in from the living room and just looked at me from the bottom of the stairs. Like, you almost looked through me and just said, do it. And it's like, I don't really know that I was looking for permission, but having
reassurance.
Having you just so solidly say do it. There was a stipulation, I know, because you're like, if you're going to do this, you need to use the shit, which I am.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, then do it.
Right.
We're not going to do this and then it's going to sit in the basement and not be used.
Right, which is... It's been a couple weeks since Bob and I have been down here, which I'm happy that you and I got to come down here and do it. And we've only talked about it once, but this could be a thing. We could make a separate podcast, just you and I, which I'd be down for. I mean, I think that it would take probably a couple more times to get used to it. Maybe think of a subject or something.
I was about to say maybe, trade on and off of you come up with something, I come up with something.
Right.
Or, and the thing is I feel like with a lot of podcasts, because I listen to podcasts at work because I don't want to listen to people typing on a keyboard all day, every day. It's boring. And a lot of times once I find a podcast I like, I start from the very beginning. And I listen to all of their podcasts all the way through. And a lot of times that I've noticed is when they start out, it's just an idea. You're just bringing an idea to life.
Right.
And that's all it is. And then it forms into what it's going to become. You never know in the end what it's going to become. You can have an idea, and that's great. But, I don't know. In my mind, like, if this is something you want to do it. We're not, like you said earlier, we're not getting any younger.
Right. Well, and it's like my dream to be I don't know that I want to say influencer, but
content creator.
Yeah,
I think would be a better
influencer does kind of work a little bit better with fishing, but the actual fishing influencers, the guys that I would call influencers, I don't fucking like.
Right.
And it's no one that I know, so I went on a guided catfish trip with a guy, and that dude, I look up to him.
And the thing is I look at him as a content creator. I don't look at him as an influencer. When I think influencer, I think these very fake people who are going to tell people and tell these product people what they want to hear.
Right.
Rather than telling people what they're actually thinking or what they're actually doing or what they would normally use if it wasn't, what's the word, like, if they were getting paid to do
like
this.
Sponsored,
thank you. Yeah. So it's like...
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If there was a decent company that said, "Hey, we'd like to sponsor you." Fuck yeah, let's
But
go.
I feel like that's what sets it apart.
Right.
Is that right there. If there's a decent company, so something that you would actually use,
Right.
then yeah.
No?
I don't know.
Next question.
Yeah. I don't remember what the last one was.
I already went next. What's your favorite spot at home?
To like just chill.
Just in general. Like it'd be fucking bed.
I mean, I love my bed. Don't get me wrong, but that's not it. I'm probably on the couch hanging out with the boys, watching TV and doing my crafts. Like I love my little spot on the couch, and we just got the new couch that reclines, so that's
Right.
really nice.
I like being down here. But I think I like sitting outside on the porch better.
I do like the porch. This year, there's just been so many bugs.
Yeah, see, that's not ever a problem for me.
Yeah, I don't.
It becomes a problem for me, like last week I was sitting outside kind of a lot at night, and it was warm as shit. It
Yeah.
started to cool down a little bit, but the fucking mosquitoes were going nuts last week.
See, and when I get bit by a mosquito, it swells up like no other.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
So and they love me. They love my blood. Apparently, it tastes good. I
You're
don't know.
sweet. You're so sweet.
I'm something.
Yeah, some of these questions. Do you enjoy time alone? Who the fuck doesn't?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes it's too peoply out there, and I just need to sit in silence on my phone, doing mind-numbing nothing.
Right. Let's do a speed round. We'll do another like 10 minutes, but let's do speed round.
Oh God. Okay.
What's your favorite breakfast?
Scrambled eggs and ham
Scrambled eggs and ham.
and toast.
Mine would be a fried egg, cheese, and bacon sandwich with toast.
Or a waffle. I'm making waffles.
When the fuck are you making waffles?
It's a donkey reference from Shrek.
Okay, fine.
He gets all excited. I'm making waffles.
That's a nice boulder. Describe your dream vacation.
Going somewhere tropical. I've always wanted to go to Ireland or Hawaii. So I know that Ireland's not tropical, but Hawaii is. I would love to be able to go there, but Ireland, I have heard just how beautiful it is. So just going somewhere exotic that I've never been before.
Mine would be going to see something ancient. I have a terrible fear of flying, especially with fucking all these Boeing planes falling apart. Finally, Draco. He's been sitting next to me, just staring at me for like minutes now. But yeah, something ancient. So like Machu Picchu, Stonehenge. Stonehenge was, dude, you're in the mic. Stonehenge was my favorite for a long time. Draco. I must have
I
something on my
listened to a
shirt.
podcast about Stonehenge at some point.
Yeah, so like any of the pyramids especially. There's so much.
That
there's
would be cool.
So many unanswered questions to do with them.
Yeah, like how were they built?
Right.
Like, there's the big one.
Is there any particular type of clothing that you find really sexy?
Like on you?
Just in general. We'll just do in general. I'm going to get in trouble for this one.
What, nothing?
No.
Thong?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. No, not really. Like, I don't find clothes sexy.
Wrangler jeans.
No.
I mean, will you call him so I can smoke?
Come here.
I thought he was going to go across the table. I'm going to say sundresses and yoga pants.
Oh, I can see the sundresses.
Yeah. One of your short-term goals. He was just in the mic.
One of my short-term goals.
Yep.
Oh, that's so hard. There's
The
so
speed
many
round,
of
damn it.
them.
Come
I know.
on.
I would say paying down my debt.
Okay. A short-term goal for me.
Speed round.
I would. Well, I was gonna say something about my YouTube subscribers, but those are actually like kind of consistently going up. So I don't want to say, I want to be here by this time. But I would like to have 6 more quality podcasts by the end of the year, which it's totally doable.
Totally doable.
But you know that I've always done that. Every time I make a goal, it's always like a baby step goal.
Well, and then you also have to think about the fact we're gonna get married and honeymoon, and that
back to work and all the shit.
Right. It's not a very fast speed round.
I'm sorry, I gotta go through questions to find them. So you already know what you're getting, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. What would you like for your next tattoo?
So my next tattoo is going to be a phoenix, rising from the ashes. I have a sleeve started on my arm, which is pretty much representing family, and it's kind of like my own little garden. So the phoenix is going to go on my forearm to show strength and who I am now compared to who I used to be.
Mine
it has meaning.
Right. Mine is just a thunderstorm sleeve. I fucking love storms. Mm-hmm. And I've been thinking about that one for probably 10 years now. Jeez. What's your favorite feature of mine?
Your smile when it's real? No. When something makes you laugh and you smile and it meets your eyes.
Okay. I really like your eyes, but I also really like your ass and your tits.
Honey.
I'm sorry. When did you last check out my butt? Oh, jeez. It's been a while.
No, it hasn't.
Really?
I feel like I check out your butt like on a daily basis.
I did it last time we walked up the stairs together.
Well, happens all the time.
What's your favorite book?
The Book Thief. It's about a girl during the Holocaust, and she ended up with a family, and they were hiding someone in the basement, and then her city gets bombed, and she used to sneak into, I think it was the mayor's house. It's been a while since I've read it, and steal books until the mayor's wife realized and started like leaving treats out for her and was like, you can just come in whenever you want. And it was sad, but it was such a good book.
Mine is the Hatchet series by Gary Paulson. And that is a survival book. Essentially, this kid is going to stay with his dad in like Northwoods, Canada or something like that. And the pilot of the bush plane that he's in has a heart attack midair. So he like tries to take control of the plane because the dude was like kind of showing him. But he has a heart attack. So he crashes the plane into a lake. And then ends up having to survive out in the Canadian wilderness. And it's I don't remember how many books are in the series, but it's good.
So
and
I think we looked it up. I think it was like 4 books or something like that.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of spin-offs too, because there's like when he's grown up or something too. And I won't lie, it's like a fucking middle school read, but it's a good read.
But that doesn't, the first time I read The Book Thief, I was in high school.
Right. What's your favorite band?
Band?
Yeah. We'll just say right now. Not ever. Just right now.
Hell, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to go with the Black Dahlia murder.
I have no idea who that is.
Of course you wouldn't. What's the meaning of life? Not a quick question.
That is not a quick question.
What are our priorities?
Our priorities, I think,
Yes.
is us.
Yeah.
Like, I know that like...
It encompasses a lot, but like paying off debt, paying down the house, completing our goals.
But still spending time together and trying to do fun things.
Yeah. Trying to live in the moment together.
Yeah.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
It is what it is.
That's fucking terrible advice.
And the thing is, I use it on a daily basis. People are like, oh, that sucks. It is what it is. Because in the way that I look at it, it is. It is what it is. This sucks. Gotta do it. It is what it is. You know, it can literally be used for absolutely anything. However, that is more of something that like I live by. But one thing that I learned, I think it was in high school, was never regret anything because at one point it was exactly what you wanted.
That's pretty solid.
And that is one thing that I have always looked at. Don't get me wrong, I have my regrets. But I think it's more of like my regrets for what I wanted at the moment. Like, why were you that stupid to want that? But
Right.
all of your actions, you choose to do those actions because that's what you want to do.
I agree.
So, yeah.
My dad once told me, when life hands you lemons, squeeze that motherfucker and add some vodka. And
I could see your dad saying that.
that is literally the best piece of advice I've ever gotten. And he told me that when I was in a dark time. Mm-hmm. And there really hasn't been a whole shitload of those moments where like dad knows I'm going through something and we talk. Right. Every once in a while I can have those conversations with my dad. It's I don't want to say it's conditional, because it's not. I could call him right now and tell him I'm going through something, and he'd be there. But I think it's better for me, at least, when, you know, like we do. We hang out at night. He's fucking around with something, I'm helping, and we just talk. You know, we say what's on our mind about whatever it is. Normally it always does happen when we're tinkering with something. Mm-hmm. Or, like, I think the last one of our really good talks was when I was doing the brakes on your last car. Yeah, because or was I doing the brakes or rotating your tires?
I don't know.
Whatever the hell I was doing. That was the last, like, real good talk that we had where we shared something together.
Right.
Like, I was going through this and he was going through this. Let's do 3 more questions. Describe our wedding day. It hasn't fucking happened.
I mean, hopefully good.
See, these are super repetitive. What's your favorite book already?
We already did that.
Right. Okay, what's your favorite thing that we've bought together?
That we've bought together?
Yeah. So I'm going to include things like our TV.
Okay.
And shit. Because, like, that was more of a me thing, but it's for us. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that's my favorite thing, but...
I mean, I guess the house, but that's hard.
Yeah.
Because that was more of a me.
There,
a me thing.
now that I think about it, there's
we
not
don't
really much.
buy stuff together. Like,
right.
And I don't know. The thing is, I think that has a lot to do with our pasts and our past crap relationships. And, you know, when I met you, I starting completely over from scratch, mid-20s, and I never wanted to do that again. And we have had those conversations on multiple occasions.
I think...
So I don't think... I mean, there's not a lot that we've bought together.
Yeah, you're right. I think that, like, if I had to choose something that, like, we both made a decision on, would be, like, the flooring for the house.
That's kind of where my mind was going.
And I say that because I learned something new. Mm-hmm. And it was difficult. I had a hard time, and now I'm about to do another floor like that.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I'm going to do, and I'll get it fucking done.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right, question number 2. What is your proudest moment?
When I signed the papers for this house.
It's when I finally made the decision to get sober.
I could see that.
6 years right before our fucking wedding.
3 days before our wedding, it'll be 6 years. I came from poverty, and I clawed and worked my way up to being able to buy this house on my own. And that was huge. So when I was able to sign those papers and get the keys and see my name on that deed, like, that is just an undeniably, like, amazing moment.
Right. Okay, so last question.
Okay.
And this is going to be a hard one, I think. So, assuming everyone is safe, including the animals,
okay,
what 3 possessions would you save in a fire?
I would save the dreamsicle. That was my grandmother's.
Okay.
I would save what I call my death photo, my death picture, which hangs in the kitchen. It was given to my grandma from her mom, and from grandma to mom, and then from mom to me. Normally it's handed down when the person passes. That's why it's called the death picture. It was given to me when I bought the house. And then probably my birth certificate. It's probably a good idea.
See, there's so much, like, just in this room. It is all replaceable, though. Everything in this room is replaceable.
I mean, right outside the room, there's not.
Right. That was going to be my first thing, is my grandpa's guitar.
Right.
Everything else in here is replaceable.
Yeah.
It would fucking suck, dude.
Yeah, this
Both
is a very
computers, all
room.
of my guitars, my amp, the fucking drone,
GoPros, podcast equipment. That's a lot of money.
I think that it's not in the house, but if it were in the house, I would say my tackle, my fishing tackle. Again, all replaceable, but also a pain in the fucking balls. Right. It'd be much easier to replace the fucking tackle than it would be like any of these guitars or the drone. But I imagine the day after I had a fire and, like, we're in the process of figuring shit out, like, I just need to go fishing.
No, I'd be like, excuse you?
You know what I mean, though. It's like I
need to clear my mind.
Yeah. What the fuck else?
I feel like a lot of your sentimental things aren't really here.
Well, what else?
Like anything you would get from your dad, is it still at your dad's?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
I guess I do have my my grandpa's knife is in my dresser.
Yeah, and probably need to grab that.
Yeah.
So you got your grandpa's knife and your grandpa's guitar.
And my fishing shit.
Yeah, there's your 3 stuff.
I don't know. I really want to say the drone too, but I also have insurance on it. But if we're being realistic, we've got homeowners insurance.
Right.
So that like it covers like $5,000 in electronics alone. That would replace all of our computers.
Yeah, because, well, you've got the 2 laptops, the big computer, then you'd have the big TV, you'd have the 2 Xboxes, the small TV, your podcast equipment. That's not going to cover everything.
No, it's not going to cover everything, but you get a lot. I don't know what it would cover for guitars. I don't know what that would fall under.
I don't know.
There might be a different. Sometimes you would have to look at your coverage, but sometimes there's like $2,000 for musical instruments or something.
Oh, really?
Which
See,
if that would fucking buy me beautiful guitars. These fucking things. I might have $1,000 in guitars on that wall right there.
That's a lot.
Might. They figure the 2 electrics are probably 200, and then well, yeah, it'd be right around there because the acoustic was 500.
Right.
Well,
See, but that's the thing. Like, I don't have a lot of expensive stuff.
I have
a
mostly,
lot of stuff.
I have mostly expensive shit, don't I?
Yeah. You're big on go big or go home.
I just have always wanted to. I think that's kind of a problem with me too. Is that I always just wanted to have nice shit.
See, and I don't care. I'm cool with mismatch, whatever. As long as I have the stuff I need, I'm good.
Well, and for me, like I have a lot of examples of why I want this rather than that.
Mm-hmm.
So long as I am able to pay for those things,
Right.
then I don't see why I can't have them. Such as, like these GoPros. I have 2 wildly different GoPros going right now. I've
Yes.
got a Hero 11 and then a Hero 5.
Yes.
The Hero 11 looks better. It's got zoom, so it's closer on you than this Hero 5 is on me.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're recording in literally the same thing. I'm 1080/30 linear view.
Whatever that is.
It's just the fucking resolution.
It's fine. I don't need to know.
But, pros and cons. That computer. I could have a different computer, but that one runs. It's got a big ass screen. This computer could be fucking replaced, but I could probably clean it up a little bit too. But then another example, the fucking podcast stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of, for me, is it's just having the stuff that I need. I mean,
Right.
there's times that like I look back and it's like I went without because I didn't have it. I sat on a lawn chair instead of a recliner. Like so anything is better than nothing.
Right. Well, and I feel that way too. I think it's a little bit different for me though because I've had to sell everything I owned.
And I just never had any of it.
Right. So
it's different.
For me, I worked really hard to get a bunch of really nice shit, and then I fucked up. I got on drugs. I lost jobs, and then I had to file for bankruptcy. So my very first gun that my dad gave me, I sold.
Right.
I sold every other gun that I owned. I sold my fucking cameras and fucking everything.
Yeah.
Everything I had. So now I'm 6 years or almost 6 years sober. My bankruptcy falls off this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels pretty fucking nice to be able to come down into my office with my nice cameras and my nice computers and guitars.
Yeah, and I totally get that. And I think for me, everything I always had was somebody else's.
Right.
So to be able to walk into my house and sit on my couch and work on my crafts of the stuff that is mine in my craft room, like, it doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be mine.
Right.
So it's not a big deal to me. Like, you just replaced my pots and pans. My pots and pans, I've had the same ones since we moved in together, since just right before we moved in together. And they were given to me by my Nana, who got them from a rummage sale. And they're a complete mismatch. I would have probably cooked with those until they started falling apart.
I think they were falling apart.
Only a couple of them.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, we're a little bit different in that, but at the same time, like, how fucking cool is it to have that new pot and pan set?
I do enjoy it.
That's like something I wonder about myself. Like, is that greedy of me to be like that?
No, I think it's just you want what you want, and that is okay. Because it's not like you're going out and being like, oh, I got to steal this money because I'm greedy and I want this or I want that. You know, you work for what you have and you work for nice stuff.
If I get away with stealing some shit, let me tell you, I'm fucking getting a sweet ass car.
I mean, I could probably get away with stealing some stuff, but I wouldn't feel right about it.
I couldn't. I have too much of a fucking guilty conscience. I can't even keep shit from you.
I know. I think mine more has to do with being raised by a criminal.
That's true. Yeah, that's
you know,
hugely
Dad.
different from me. My parents were very
I would say blue collar.
Yeah, by the book.
Yeah, which mom was. Mom wasn't, you know, but Dad, he would rather steal than go work. So I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I agree. It is fucking 10:15 or a little bit later.
I gotta be up
you
early.
have to work, and I don't have to work, but I have work to do. That makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
I need you to go get the pine saw tomorrow.
I can get some pine saw tomorrow. I will be leaving the house tomorrow for sure. But yeah, this was a good first podcast. I think we did almost 2 hours.
It's what, 9:45? Yeah, almost 2 hours.
Well, it says right there 1 hour and 42 minutes on the front of the Hero 5.
Oh yeah, I can't see any of that.
I can see it. But well, it was nice. We'll have to do this again, my dear.
Well, you know, we live in the same house, so
It'll be hard. It'll be fucking difficult. We'll never be able to get it done. But yeah, let's go get some shit done and go to bed.
yeah, I want to go to sleep.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.